Oh my gosh, he did it again, you guys. He tricked me. He does this, and then I have to do the opening. My heart kind of goes up into my throat, and my stomach sinks to the floor because I always get embarrassed. But here we go. Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Hello.
Hello guys. So we did this video. This was a Patreon exclusive. As you see, depopulation is only the first part. What comes next? Well, there's a lot of people that have done research on Tataria and Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, and some that have been able to remote view it and see. And yeah, it follows a cycle. There is a cycle to this that's very, very large. Again, this was a Patreon exclusive. Here you see, this is Catherine McKenna, Principal Climate and Nature Solutions, Chair, UN Net Zero. Former Minister of Climate Infrastructure, Canada. Active Canadian wildfires. And we're only in mid-May. This is what a climate emergency looks like. No, that's what sales looks like. And you're trying to sell us lies. Who can reply? Only accounts that she follows or mentions. Because I was going to leave her some things, to think about. And what we see, I mean, we understand the reality of what's going on here. Let's listen again. You might have heard this already in JB's own words.
If you fly over these areas that are burned to the ground, you'll see in the midst of 20 homes that are just totally destroyed, one home sitting there because they have the right roof on it.
Hello, that some actors just they go off script maybe, or maybe he's just having a ha-ha, saying it doesn't matter if you understand what's really going on or not. New data from Alberta government shows nearly 3/4 of wildfires this year have been started by humans. Kind of like last year, not one has been linked to climate change, yet they will say it, they will do it because they got to sell it. That's what they're getting paid for. Absolutely. Meanwhile, in X class 8.7, this is big. This was from number 3664, AR 3664, as it rotates away from our view. Now, what's interesting is this could actually end up in some ways affecting us even more. As you see, we have an R3 strong level radio blackout over North America. It has to do with certain currents, and the Parker spiral brings this energy back around to Earth. As you can see, a depiction of a flare off on the side of the sun. The way the movement of the sun is with the way the movement of the Earth is, and with the spiral field lines, it pulls us actually over into this area. So, be aware, we still could absolutely get very strong effects from this. And when you look at this, I was looking at this with the spiral. It just, again, everything is fractal in this natural matrix. The rotation of the sun, the spiral, the way the energy wraps. This is a depiction of that Parker spiral that you see. And it just gets me thinking about everything that we see again in nature. Even this, when you look at these patterns, it's reminiscent of everything from DNA to the cycles of the Yugas, which you can depict in many different ways. We could depict it in a manner like this right here. Again, I love seeing that people are delving into this more and more all the time. It's starting to get to be pretty mainstream, and that's awesome. This is another spiral representation of climbing through the cycles of the Yugas. And of course, I've shown this picture before, as it is said that we are living in a dream created by Vishnu. And that Vishnu literally dreams the universe into existence. And of course, they use a very, very long scale numbering system when it comes to the ages of the Yugas. As you see here, it's given that the Satya Yuga is 17,028,000 years long. The Treta, then the Satya is the Golden Age. Treta is the Silver Age, 12 million and you can see 912 million. I guess they're saying 96,000 years. Okay. Dwapara, which is the Bronze Age, 8.64 million, and the Kali, 4.32 million years old, which again doesn't go with what Sri Yugotswar gave us. And, deciphering these ages is something that may be beyond human mind, honestly, until we are out of the body and see a bigger picture.
I mean, I still can remember when I was mowing the lawn and the guides jumped in and they said, you guys just crossed over into the Bronze Age with this eclipse. And that was really kind of startling. And I was curious about what that meant. And we did do a couple of videos on it. But ultimately, the technologies that they're using to suppress us, it's going to be more and more difficult for them to lie to us, to make illusions for us. We're going to be able to see through those illusions through the breaking down of their technologies and various other means by the pineal gland working again. So, we have some things to look forward to. I just think it's going to be a little bumpy ride and we should be prepared.
Look to nature. Look to the patterns in nature. See if any sort of philosophy that you're considering conforms to the patterns that you see expressed in nature. Does it resonate? That would be really my first thing I would look at. Does this resonate with the as above, so below, as within, so without, the fractal nature? When you look at this, the question put out there is, what's this? I would say, obviously, to me, look at those spirals. That looks like a tree. And yes, it is a tree the size of a mountain, but that's because it was from what Earth was, Tiamat. And again, Earth is just a portion of Tiamat, reborn after the destruction of Tiamat. And we got from the guides that Earth is 3 full cycles of the Yugas old. 3 full cycles of the Yugas old. Tiamat had an existence much, much longer than what we've had as Earth.
Well, these beings, these planets are very, very ancient, and there's a lot of information that's kept from us quite boldly, really. I mean, I look at this, I see a tree. It's not hard for me. The imagination doesn't need to stretch. Nobody needs to tell me. It's a tree. It's a tree. And I can tell you when I did go to Monument Valley and I went amongst those huge monuments, it was absolutely stunning. It was amazing. It was magical. It was something that changed me forever, just being in the presence of those monuments. So these old ancient beings that are here with even just the stubs left over, they carry a lot of energy, a lot of really beautiful energy. And we need to definitely get that energy and somehow create it into our own lives. We need to have it surrounding us in some way, shape, or form. We can really make each other happy. We can do a lot for one another.
Yeah, and share the love. Share the love, guys. These guys are.
Indeed.
Source bless. Namaste.
Namaste.